I learned a lot about GMing through different styles and different mediums. Not only just like what kind of settings you use, what TTRPGs you use, if you're going in for sci-fi, fantasy, horror, heroic action, what have you, but I have been doing podcasting, streaming, paid GMing, regular GMing for quite a long time. I've been GMing since 8th grade, which is like at least 100 years ago. And it is interesting, the actual lessons that you get from this. When you stream, you are getting a lot of like, you have to be entertaining. You have to have that story popping. You can't have a lot of like super low moments, like just quiet, bumbling around town, that kind of stuff. As well as you have to talk to your players what they're interested in doing, which allows you to kind of keep that story and momentum moving, which doesn't always work for like, home games or anything, but I've actually started implementing little bits and pieces of it, and I've found it's changed up my GMing style to keep things exciting and keep players just like stoked for the next session. And then with podcasting, you have more of a focus on the story, right? The whole overarching area, all the little threads that you need to connect and wrap up, which is great because often when I was just regular GMing, I would always forget about the million little side quests or storylines. And then at the end of the campaign, players would always be asking, what did we do about that? What happened with these characters? What happened with this? We never really explored that. And so now I've gotten a lot better at sort of like tying these little pieces and threads together and sort of wrapping it all up into more of a cohesive story. With paid GMing, there's almost like an extra added layer of expectation, right? That you have to be on your best because these people are paying for it. So obviously you want them to have a very good time and enjoy it. So I feel like there's almost like this extra added layer of like, I'm going to try to find new ways of tying in character story. I'm going to try to find new ways of switching up like the modules that I'm running, because people are often very interested in playing through modules because often they don't have the chance with maybe groups they're in, or maybe they don't have groups around them. So there's a lot of really interesting things that you pick up from these different styles of GMing. And then of course your regular GMing, we all know and love it. We've all been there. You can have those wonderful quiet moments. You could just sit around the table and everybody's talking about the weird local convenience store that for some reason sells fancy hats. Yeah, so it is interesting seeing the different styles of GMing, the different mediums that you end up GMing in, and the little bits and pieces that you pick up from it, and you just sort of amalgamate it into your GMing thing as a whole. This happens with playing different TTRPGs as well. So never shy away from playing different TTRPGs because you can learn a lot and develop your own skills quite a bit from trying them out. All right, off to make pancakes. Bye now.